Welcome to lecture Variables and Primitive Data Types. Today we will explore how data is stored in Java programs using variables and how Java handles different types of information with primitive data types. Understanding these concepts is essential for writing efficient and error-free programs. A variable is a storage location for information that a program needs while running. Think of it as a container that holds data, which can be changed as needed during program execution. For example, if we are writing a program to track student scores, we need a variable to store the highest score achieved. This value might change as new scores are recorded. To create a variable in Java, we declare its type and give it a name. For example, to store the highest exam score, we write int high score. Here, int specifies the type, which is integer. High score is the variable name. This declaration sets up a variable, but it doesn't yet hold a value. Once a variable is declared, we can assign a value to it. For example, if the highest score in an example is 98, we assign it like this: high score equals sign 98. We can also create other variables of different types, like string student name, boolean game over. Each variable type stores a specific kind of data. The name of a variable is called an identifier. Java has specific rules for naming variables. The first character must be a letter, A to Z, in lowercase or uppercase, a $sign, or an underscore. The rest can be letters, numbers, or underscores, but cannot include special symbols like addition, plus sign, minus or hyphen, asterisk, which is for multiplication. Java keywords like class, public, int cannot be used as variable names. Java is case sensitive, so rows in all lowercase, rows the first letter are in uppercase, and rows all in uppercase are treated as different variables. To write clear, meaningful variable names, use descriptive terms. For example, use hat size instead of QQQ for readability. Let's test our understanding. Hint: variable names cannot start with a number or contain spaces or special characters. As you see, the first one is correct because it starts with $sign, which is allowed, and the rest are letters. The second one is wrong because a variable name or an identifier does not start or cannot start with a number. The third one, my star name, so my star name looks like as if it's multiplying a variable my with a name variable. So asterisk is not allowed in an identifier. The fourth one is correct. The fifth one is also correct because it can start with underscore. But the sixth one is not correct because space is not allowed. The seventh one looks a bit confusing, but a pound sign is not allowed actually. So the seventh one is also not correct. It's an invalid identifier. Java follows a common naming convention called camel case. The first letter is lowercase. Each new word starts with a capital letter. For instance, page count, the first word page is all in lowercase, but the second word count is capitalized. Load file, 3-word variable. These are all valid cases. Following this convention, it makes your code easier to read and understand by the Java community. A statement in Java is a command that performs an action. Each statement ends with a semicolon. System.out.println in parentheses and double quotation hello world. This statement prints hello world to the screen. We've already used statements to declare and assign variables. There are two ways to initialize a variable in Java. The first one is declare first, then assign a value later. The second one is declare and assign in one step. The second method is preferred because it's more efficient and reduces errors. Java is a strongly typed language. It means every variable must have a declared type before use. A variable's type cannot change once assigned. Certain operations are restricted based on the data type. For example, trying to multiply two strings will cause a compilation error. Java has 8 primitive data types. The integer types are byte, short, int, and long. The floating point types are float and double. The Boolean types is Boolean. The character type is char. In this course, we will mainly use int for whole numbers and double for decimal values. There are 4 integer types in Java. Byte is the smallest one, short, int, which is the default one, and long, which is the largest. Example usage. Byte small value assigned minus 55. Int page count assigned 1250. Long big value, the value on the slide, followed by L. The L at the end forces the value to be long. For decimal numbers, we use float. Float has less precision and smaller size compared to double. And double is higher precision and the default choice in Java. Example usage. Double G 7.7 the power of 10 to the power of 100. Float cost of book 49.99 F. The F at the end ensures the value is stored as float, not as double. A Boolean variable stores true or false values. For instance, Boolean monster hungry assigned true. Boolean file open assigned false. This type is often used in decision making and conditional logic. A char variable holds a single character. It could be a letter, a number, or a symbol. Char first letter of name assigned in single quotation E. Char my question assigned in single quotation question mark. Char values must be enclosed in single quotes. Unlike primitive types, strings are different types of data type in Java. They store multiple characters and are written inside double quotes. For instance, string co-author John Smith within double quotation. Password swordfish 786. And strings are immutable in Java, meaning their values cannot be changed once created. In this pop quiz, what data type should you use to store the following? Population of Ethiopia, an integer is appropriate because currently it's 120, 130 million. So int is perfectly enough. Approximation of pi, double is appropriate. Open or close the status of a file. It has just 2 values, either open or close, so Boolean could be sufficient. To store your name, which is a combination of letters, so string is appropriate. First letter of your name, it's 1 character, so char is appropriate. Price of an item, like 237.66, the double could be appropriate. Choosing the correct data type ensures accuracy and efficiency in your program. This table shows reserved words in Java programming language.